Hello and welcome to this video about color palettes. So as you can imagine, in putting together any digital scrapbook kit, color plays a huge role. So for today's example, I'm going to show a picture that I pulled off of Pinterest that had those suggested colors in it. I like finding ones that have some of the colors but also have a picture there with it as well. So we're going to start with this. Now I always try to go in kind of a logical order. So I start with my neutrals and then I build and then I add in my colors. And I always like to have a palette that has around 7 to 8 colors, depending on the project, but that's kind of usually the goal. So the first thing that I'm going to do is this black. I'm going to start first actually with a white. So I'm going to just click on this that pulls up my color box. It's just taking a minute. Well, okay, forget that actually. We're going to come up and click. Well, while that's working out, it looks like my computer's freezing a little. It is in a good color palette are colors that go well together and that give. This is going to pull up here. Maybe it'll let me move it. Okay, so this is the color picker here that I chose. And I'm going to just click on some of the white in this background. And I'm going to kind of do it, that's a little too, there we go. So I like to have it a little bit off-white. Now this is a little too off-white, so I want to make it just a little whiter, so kind of a cross in between there. So notice this here would be the true white, and this is just has a little bit of tint to it. That will help like our texture show up just a little bit. It's always good when you're doing design to not do a complete white. So then we're going to put add to swatches when we click that. So we got the color we want, so we're going to click add to swatches and click OK. Now over here are my swatches, and you can see this is where we just added this white. So now I always like to work with a brown just because it makes it nice to have chipboard or anything like that that sometimes people really like to have brown, and I've always gotten requests for that in my kits. So here in this picture there's a little bit of brown, and I'm going to lighten it just a little bit. So if you notice, I clicked here and it gave us a color, and then I usually try to go in kind of a diagonal line so it keeps kind of that same color family, but it just lightens it. And add to swatches, and you can name these if you want, and then we're going to hit the gray. Now I like this gray, but I kind of want to go just a little bit softer and a little less blue. So I'm going to kind of go right in here and add to swatches. Again, here you could name it, click OK. So see over here we've got the 3 colors added. So now we can add 4 color pieces. So here it suggests this light blue. I like this, but I kind of want to add just a little more, make it a little more pronounced. So I'm going to find one that I like, add to swatches, and OK. I love this peach color. I'm going to keep it just the same. Click OK. The pink, I might just add a little darker to it, add to swatches, OK. And I'm not a big fan of this orange red, so I'm going to try to pick my own red and see what I come across. So I like this red better, but it's a little dark, so I'm just going to come up, add to swatches, OK. And then I click OK. Now at this point we've added 7 colors to our new swatch. So now what I do, if I want to see them all together, is I open just a 12 by 12 box, and I get my rectangle tool and I just draw a square, and then I hold down the Alt or Option key, click and move over, and I do this, if it will let me, 7 times, or so that I have 7 blocks. My mouse is kind of giving me issues these days, so I'm going to do it another way. I'm just going to highlight these 3 and duplicate and move them over, and there we go. Okay, now what we can do is just work backwards. So this first one is going to be the red, and then we choose the pink and the peach and the blue and the black and the brown and the white. So we're going to merge visible. So now this is mostly just to see them here all together and make sure that it's a look that you like. And I think this would make a beautiful kit, especially if something along the lines of Valentine's, February, romantic, but even spring, you could do some nice things with it. So the next thing, so I have 2 more things I want to show. The next thing is how to take these colors and save it as a swatch. So if you go up to your swatch panel and you click on this little arrow with the drop-down menu, go to Preset Manager. And this is going to show you all the swatches you have loaded. And you're going to go down to the very bottom, and you're going to click on the first one that we made, which was the white. And you can hold Shift and click on the last. As you see, it saved all 7 of these swatches we just created. Now you click Save Set. And you can keep it in your color swatches. What I usually do is go to the kit that I'm working on, and I save it right in that folder. And I will just name it Color Palette. I might put the name of the kit or whatever, but usually where I'm saving it in the kit, I know what it's for. And then I just click Save, and that is done. So actually, I'm gonna, just so for sake of this, we're gonna save set, and I'm just gonna save it on in my DigiCrafter. Well, let's see, I'm just gonna save it on my desktop. And I'm just going to call it Color Palette, Save, and done. Okay, so I can close out of this now. And I can close out of here. Now let's pretend that your system crashes on you and you lose half of your swatches, everything except for the original default, and you feel frantic and you want to load it again without, and have the exact colors that you designed. I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. And this is also if you buy swatches, or with this example, I will be including this swatch here actually. So this is how you will load it onto your computer. When it's open, you go to Swatches. And if you don't have swatches open, you can always click on Window and go down to Swatches. See how it has the check by it? That means that it's showing up. If we take that off, it's no longer there. So we click Window and Swatches, and it's back again. So click on this little menu thing again in the corner, and we're going to go to Load Swatches. And then I'm going to go to Desktop, and I'm just going to find, with my million things, here's my color palette, and it's an ACO file, and open. And boom, there it is. Super, super easy to load that, and then you can start working from that point on. So I hope that this made a lot of sense to you, and I can't wait for you to give it a try and see what you think. We will be using this color palette for the rest of the 7-day series. Thanks for joining me.